Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this concept of safety messages only work if they make sense. So, get to that in a minute. It's raining outside, so no outside shooting. Hope everybody's well. Relax your body. Allow your breathing to slow down. Perfect. So if you've followed me for any length of time, I talk about this concept called perceived danger pain. And if the perception of danger is what is causing symptoms, then in my opinion, conveying and teaching your brain that I'm safe is the solution to that. Because in the vast majority of cases, I would say most of them, the brain's perception of danger when it comes to chronic symptoms is usually false. We're really not sick or broken, right? Not saying it can't happen, but most often illnesses are not chronic. They're more passing because the body knows how to heal and we have an immune system. Same thing with injuries. Injuries are passing because the body heals. So in the case of chronic symptoms, I believe it's the brain's perception of danger that kind of gets, I don't like the word stuck, but kind of stuck perceiving danger. And that can come through nocebos and medicalization and medical labels that we've been stamped with, and we believe those things to be true. And so the brain kind of latches onto this belief that, holy cow, I'm broken. I'm going to be in pain forever. And so a lot of what I teach is how to convey safety credibly and consistently to your brain so it will turn off this false alarm. So that leads us to the question of, well, what the heck is a message of safety? So there are many ways of conveying safety to your brain. And I actually did a video a long time ago called Consistent Messages of Safety, 24 Examples. And instead of rattling them all off here, go look for them. Maybe in the comment below I will link to that video. But if you search YouTube, Pain Free You, 24 Examples, you'll find it. It'll come up easily. So messages of safety, they're only going to work and convey safety if they make sense. So a couple of them. A relaxed body, breathing slowly. Makes sense, right? Because if you were in danger, you wouldn't be in a relaxed body and breathing slowly and fully. You'd probably be hyperventilating or all tense and panicked, right? Sitting out in the sunshine, it makes sense. And even things, messages of safety that come from internally, like our thinking. I'll give credit to Dan Ratner. He's another TMS mind-body coach out there. And he put out a quote today that said, saying I'm safe doesn't work unless you know why you are safe. And I thought that really made a lot of sense because I've been, convey I'm safe, I'm good. But if you don't know why you're safe, then it's going to be hard to convince your brain that you really are safe. Because you may have said, okay, tell my brain I'm safe. So I'm walking around the house in a panic going, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. How come my brain's not listening? Because you're not authentically feeling safe. There's no reality, or it doesn't make sense because you're still in a panic. You don't feel safe. So we want to convey a message that says, I'm good and here's why. I did another video about how to talk to your brain to end your pain. And in there, I don't use two words, I'm safe. Because if that worked, it would be easy and, I'd be out of a job. I wouldn't have anything to teach you. Just tell yourself you're safe and boom, symptoms go. It doesn't work like that. We need more words, and we need to be able to convey safety in multiple ways so that the brain believes that we're actually okay, so that the brain will turn off the symptoms, which it is turning on because of the perception of danger. So saying I'm safe, not enough. We got to know why. So why are we safe? Well, because I understand this system called the human body and the brain and pain. And essentially what it means is The brain's perception is what's creating the symptoms. So once we understand that, the next step is assessment. And you know where I'm going with this. Decide, do the assessments and decide, does this apply to me? And if so, now you've got two of the foundation, which says, okay, I am safe because I know it creates symptoms, and yes, this definitely applies to me. The third foundation is there a solution to it? Yes, there is. Got over 75 success stories proving it. And people all the time commenting. Just read the comments on YouTube and Facebook. So many people are feeling better, getting a better mindset, understanding things better, less fearful, and symptoms are going away. This stuff works, folks. So, yes, there is a cure. And the fourth fundamental, 1, 2, 3, 4, is I'm capable of doing this. And if you might be thinking, but what if I'm not? But what if you are? Don't tell yourself that you're not capable. Because if any other human being can do this, you can too. So messages of safety, you want to convey safety. One great way that makes sense to me is to engage in the outside world. Let's stop focusing on trying to fix ourselves, because that assumes I'm broken and there needs to be something fixed. And so a credible piece of evidence that I'm safe is noticing the symptoms, not panicking, and then shifting my attention back to whatever else I was doing. You don't have to look at your symptoms all day long, because if you are, you're conveying that's a dangerous thing. I'm in trouble. So engaging in the real world more and more, that's credible, it's believable. How you respond to your symptoms is a message of safety. And it makes sense to me, because if you respond, I'm in a panic, oh no, my symptoms, you're not conveying safety, you're conveying danger. But if you remain calm in the presence of symptoms, even colorful ones that get your attention, that makes sense, because if you can remain calm, it makes sense because your brain can't help but notice. Look at Dan. You got these really high symptoms and he's not freaking out. He's pretty calm. Why? Because he knows what's going on. He knows why he's safe. Understands the cause of it. Understands that it applies to him. There's a solution, and he's capable of implementing it. So that makes sense, right? Because if you got these things, and you know that you can respond to symptoms in a way that says, I'm good, I got this, no problem, the brain will notice. And it doesn't take as long as you might think. Try not to predict a long recovery, because all that does is teach the brain this stuff's hard, it's not going to work, it's going to take forever. Bad option. Conveying messages of safety is, I'm going to have a great day today. Symptoms or not. Smile. It's a message of safety. Why does that make sense? Because when you smile, your mood lifts. When your mood lifts and you're feeling a little bit happier, the brain goes, he must be okay, he's smiling. That makes sense to me, right? So many ways. So many ways to convey messages of safety. Go look it up. Search YouTube, pain-free U24 examples. Again, you'll find them. But then ask yourself, does this make sense? How about sitting on the floor petting your dog or cat? Does that make sense that it would convey safety? Yeah, because you're engaging with your dear loved animal. Calling a friend. Yeah, unless your friend's a jerk, but usually calling a friend. Not talking about your symptoms, but talking about life. What's new in your world? Conveys a message of safety. Why? Because you're engaging with another human being and you're not sitting there thinking about or complaining about your symptoms. So when it comes to these messages of safety, make sure they make sense. There's so many examples. Look them up. And a really good question that you can ask yourself throughout the course of the day is, are the things I'm doing and thinking and saying conveying that I'm okay? Or am I running around in a panic, complaining, worrying, catastrophizing, and making myself feel more in danger? In other words, am I scaring myself silly, or am I reassuring myself, you're going to be okay, Dan? It's going to be all right. Because we know what's going on. This applies to you. There's a solution. You can do it. Go. Get determined. But messages of safety really need to make sense. And I hope I convey all of these things in a way that makes sense. One more, emotional safety. How do we make that make sense? Because a lot of people are terrified of their emotions. But you've been feeling emotions your entire life. And they don't really harm us. We can cry for 2 hours, and when we're done, we feel better because we released it all. So the key with emotional safety is allow yourself to feel them, don't run from them. Know that emotions make you a normal human being. It's okay to feel them, just don't judge yourself harshly for them. And then get out of the story because you don't want to ruminate on that story all the time. And lastly, thinking. Messages of safety. If you have a negative, fearful thought that says, oh no, what if this doesn't work? You can go, shh, I'm not believing that now. We're not talking about that. Because I know what causes them. This applies to me. There's a solution and I can do it, right? I know why I'm safe. Thank you, Dan. So I hope this makes sense to you. Consistent messages of safety. You're basically teaching your brain through your thoughts, actions, behaviors that you're actually okay. And when the brain gets the message and the credible evidence of safety outweighs the brain's current or old perception of danger, guess what? Symptoms can and will predictably turn off. This is how it works. This is how the human system works. Dan didn't invent it. I just got good at explaining it. So, I hope you're all doing great. As always, we'll see you tomorrow. By the way, I'm traveling, so if you watch this on Thursday, I'm going to Dallas, and I have a wonderful opportunity to have one of my past clients, an internationally renowned photographer, award-winning photographer, doing a photo shoot for me and a video shoot. And so at some point in the future, you'll see me start to share a lot of great photos, some video, because we're going to have some video people there to shoot me doing some live coaching, to shoot me in an interview style. And I can't commit to it, but the hope is that the interview will be utilized for a documentary down the road. So I'm super excited going to Dallas, Fort Worth area for this stuff, to work with a world-class photographer who volunteered to do this photo shoot for me. She's so grateful that I was able to help her out with her pain several years ago. So anyway, love you all. So if you see me shooting from a new location, that's me in Dallas. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Love you.